All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, it doesn't say private now, so I think it's working. So that's good. And there's a chat, so that's also good. Now we just need some people. Oh, Amy just said, do I need a new Zoom link? And I just wrote back, no, the same one should work.
There we are.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
We need to spotlight Don again. And Don, you need to turn on your camera so we can see the birdies.
Yeah, he needs to also wait. Yeah, can I fix? Yeah, I can fix him even without. Oh, there he is. Excellent.
Yeah, when I had to exit and come back in, it put me back on no video because it never starts up with video.
Are we already live on YouTube? I think, yeah.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
Technical difficulty. Bob, will you stop it?
Oh,
there
we are.
And Michelle's here, so the public are arriving. This is good. Hi, Michelle. Sorry for the late start, everyone. Having some technical hiccups here.
I have to put my AirPod in my other pocket because Bob won't leave it alone. Dipstick. Silly bird. What do you want? Oops, switch around here. What do you want? Yeah, you just have to sneeze now, don't you? I have to start doing nasal flushes on here and see if I can solve the problem. He's apparently allergic to the dust here, so but we'll keep trying nasal flushes. What are you doing? You want to sit up here? All right. Okay. This guy's getting a little, you're getting a little too pushy with that toy. No. He starts doing that. The next thing you know, he accidentally bites you. He doesn't mean to, but he does. Be careful over there. No.
Oh, Eleanor, actually, there was a second stream where already some birdie chatters were in.
Oh.
With a different name. That was really I don't know what YouTube did there. They made a private live stream. Let's see. I think Dawn is still not spotted fully.
This is weird.
I told it to go to do that, but you never know about this stuff.
Oh yeah, you're right. There is another one. It just uploaded. Huh.
It's still not spotlighting Dawn.
No, it says it has on this end, but you never know what that means.
Well, no, it is now because, yeah, we're talking and I can only see Cecil, so I think it's fine. It just took a little minute to catch up.
Yeah, I turned it on.
Maybe I'm just late in the stream because I see all the time Eleanor and Amy but I don't know how far back I am.
Yeah, no, well, I'm not live either, but in the Zoom, he is spotlighted, so it just needs to catch up.
Yeah, that's it.
And Falcon Zoo is here as well. Hello, Falcon Zoo.
Hey, Falcon Zoo.
Oh, Falcons is leaving in 10 minutes for birthday lunch. Is it your birthday lunch?
Hey. Pushy today. What's your problem? Hey. What are you doing? He doesn't get like this terribly often. He's always a little pushy, but today he's whacking me with the thing. And what'll happen, he'll start hitting you and he'll try to get a new grip on it while he's close to your arm. And that's when you get bit. He's not, I know you're not going to bite me intentionally. I know that.
He's too cute to bite intentionally.
He doesn't He's not a biter at all. I mean, they really aren't. Once you get used to them, they don't really do that, except under certain specific situations, territoriality. They're afraid. If they're afraid, which they shouldn't be around you, shouldn't be afraid. But if they're worried that somebody's going to encroach on your relationship with them, that's when you got the problem. But
And Spirit Matter's here as well. Hello, Spirit Matter.
hello, Spirit Matter. Yeah, I wish I could have got Mander to come in, but he just refused. Which if he doesn't want to, I'm not going to force him to, but he had no trouble yesterday. He was out for a short time and Bob started his little routine where he cycles to get underneath the chairs and then he's going to come up and scare him. And he wouldn't listen to me, so he ended up in the temporary cage over there for the whole meeting. He didn't care. He was fine. He was like, I want to attack him, so if you're not going to let me, I'll be fine being in this cage.
Mm.
The only time he even yelled is when KK was right over there. When KK was walking on top of the cage, he wasn't too happy about that. But KK wasn't bothering him.
Well, I think it was Snowball who was walking on Bob's cage yesterday.
Yeah, you weren't there when KK was doing it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was
Snowball got on
the
cage, and I don't think
Everybody visiting the Bob.
yeah. I took Snowball off the cage because Snowball might have got his feet bitten, but Bob was, he's such a chicken. He was staying at the bottom of the cage. But when KK got there, then he started yelling because he doesn't know that well. Yes, I know, baby. You start getting flushes twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've got a 60 milliliter syringe I could use for that. It's a little large, but the feeding syringe usually isn't used for that purpose, but until the other ones get here.
Oh, Salamander was being adorable yesterday.
Oh, he's off the drug now. And even a tiny drug for some reason, it keeps him from making some of his behaviors, but he's completely off of it now. But if you ask him to come out and he doesn't want to, he just dives to the bottom of the cage and goes in the corner. And that's his way of saying, I'm not coming out. So.
Well, he was in a great mood yesterday. He was doing his jungle sounds and bouncing around, and he was just charming.
Oh, absolutely. I was so happy to see he still can do his jungle sound routine and going full fluff mode while doing.
There's no question if you can take them off the drug, it's the best way to go. But when most of these birds, when they start picking, you can't get them off the drug. I've got her down a couple of notches, but what'll happen is eventually you'll just see a bunch of little coverts around her cage because she'll start pulling her coverts first. I tried it with Cause. I got her down about 3 points, and then I had to put her back up because I look in the cage and there's feathers all over it. So it's not an easy solution. And I take my time. I drag them down slowly so that there's a better chance that they won't have a problem, except for Sugar, of course. She's never going to come off of her. And today, I don't know why I wasn't thinking clearly or whatever. She likes peanut butter. She gets a huge amount of drugs. So I have to give her like 2 peanut butter sticks with a lot of peanut butter on it. But she is managing to, no matter how hard I work to get her head back and get it down her throat, she just manages to find a way to spit some of it out. And then I have to give her more, and I never know exactly what she's getting. So I'm just going to mix it in the peanut butter for her from now on.
Yeah, whatever way you can find that I'll make her take it.
Well, it was just dumb because I've been using the peanut butter to try to keep it in her beak. Why don't I just put it in the peanut butter? God, what I do for Rome. Rome's down to he was getting 0.30 a day, so total, and now he's down to 0.15. I've taken him off.
Awesome.
Yeah, I took him off in the evening because he's really hard to give the message to. He just wants to be petted and sprayed with water at night. He doesn't want any peanut butter. So now what I do is I just really soak him, because if a bird is wet, they won't pluck. I mean, maybe there's a bird out there that will, but I've not seen it. So I just get him soaked, and in the morning he gets his morning dose, and that seems to be working.
I mean, he's a bird that likes getting soaked, so that's fine.
Yeah, he loves to be pet. I'm to try to give him his meds, and he won't take them, What you doing over there, KK? Oh, you gonna chew the wood over there? Okay. His new method to tell me that he wants toys is he tries to break out of his cage. He tries to undo. He can undo it. So that's what he does now. If I look over and he's trying to break out of his cage, I have to give him more toys.
Yeah, one morning he will sit on you and say, Dad.
Well, I used to be able to get away with about $50 worth of wood a month. And now I'm looking at $100 worth of wood a month.
And he likes down to KK.
Yeah, and he likes a lot of little other toys too. So I try to string him on a piece of leather and put things in between, so it takes him longer to throw him. But he's a buzzsaw.
It's a busy boy.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he's a wonderful bird.
Oh, he is. He's a really great bird.
And so is the Bobaloo. Bob's a good bird.
No, Bob's a good bird. He's a pain in the rear when it comes to territoriality, but my territory, get out of here.
And the thing is, you are the territory.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. But that Triton too just loves you. He adores you.
He does. Oh, I didn't bring Lucy yet. I gotta go get Luce.
No, Lucy's
really?
there.
She's up. No, she's right. Let me try to get Mander. Yeah, she's on my chest. Sit here for a second.
I thought Lucy, yeah. Where's Lucy? Oh, sitting on my chest. It's like when I sit on my cell phone and looking for it.
You little.
That's a good idea. Let's get Mander.
I have a speaker that I use because I'm trying to keep the AirPods out of my ears, not have them in on my. He knows where I keep it. So the second I started to walk out of the room, come on, Mander, let's go. Come on. Yeah, I think I gave you a couple of pine cones. I think I did. Did I just give you a couple of pine cones? I did, didn't I? Where are they? Well, come on.
Manda.
Come on, Mander. Come on.
Manda. Do you need the humans to make the funny noises again? You
want to come out? Come on. Want to come out? No. See, that's what he does when he doesn't want to come out.
Yeah.
Well, you're
not. Look at him.
I'm not going to give you. No.
Yeah, he made jungle sounds for us yesterday, but we made jungle sounds for him as well.
Yeah, we actually started the jungle sounds. At least we tried, and then he was like, yeah, humans, now I show you how to do it right.
Yeah, he got the idea.
And then we got the full Mander show, which was so cute. He's such a cutie when he does his show. I think all the other birds liked it.
Oh yeah.
Especially Snowball. When the Moluccans do a show, then he's always like in the first row.
Yeah, and he let Snowball come and sit really close to him as well. That was nice.
Yeah, Snowball came over to cuddle with Dawn. I think that was probably due to Babaloo being in the timeout cage.
Yeah.
Leave him alone and he won't do that. Snowball. Snowball.
And there comes.
Hey, you two. No.
Oh, dear.
Snowball, it's all right. Jasmine, it's okay. Jazzy, go on. That's a good girl. That's a good girl.
Existing well, Pink.
That's a good girl. Good girl, Jazzy. Good girl.
But at least she can stand her ground. I think that's what Manda misses. It's not like he should go and attack others, but just make himself a little bigger and dressed up and so to say, no, don't attack me, Aunt Shuggy.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard. It's family.
Bob?
Yeah, Jasmine doesn't have a problem with standing up for herself.
At your side of the chair, move. No. Get on the side. No, I don't want him getting on. The reason I don't have him on that side is because that's where I'll put my phone. So if he starts going over there, the next thing you know, I'll have a broken phone because he'll crush it.
And then Pepper will be mad if the phone gets broken.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Don't want angry Pep.
Mm.
Oh, and we didn't greet Lisa and Erin, who are both here. So hello, Erin and Lisa.
Hello, Erin and Lisa.
And we have Cecil with his ball. The rattle ball. Looks like everything has calmed down a bit. Well, not Cecil, but the rest.
Well, KK is working on trying to disconnect that one post I have up there. It's holding the rope. Well, until he saw that I had a camera on him. I had some great shots I taken yesterday. I get the camera up and he just immediately turns away from it. I was lucky to do the one I did today where he was chewing on that stick that he was using to scratch around his eye. But if he sees the camera, he'll usually just stop what he's doing or turn around so I can't watch him. It's kind of a private umbrella cockatoo. My finger used it. He just nibbles on my finger, Bob. Nibbling on my fingers again. And Bob's glad it's Salamander in here, because if Mander was in here, he'd have to go in that other cage probably. He can't control himself. He just, oh no, it's him. I have to go attack him.
Amanda can't control himself either. It's like, oh, someone looked at me, run away.
It's really like, I think he has looked at me. Oh no, let's run. No danger at all, but just panic for the convenience.
Yeah.
Bob, what you doing? What you doing? Hey, boy. Hey, boy.
He's a cutie.
Yeah. You're a good boy, aren't you?
Oh, he is.
I'm not sure what you're good for, but you're a good boy.
Oh, he's good for several things.
He can chew a word. He can say Bob's a good boy.
He's good for preening. He preens quite a few birds. He tries to be friends with everybody in the beginning, but he doesn't know how, so. He's good for ruining zippers. If you have zippers in your pockets, good for that.
He's good for alerting you to hawks.
What's that? Oh, yes, he is. He's good about that. Makes a good alarm clock, don't you?
Well, he's super polite. He greets you in the morning.
Yeah, he does. And then what are you doing? Then after that, it's all Bob, Bob, Bob. Until I get done giving medicine, he's begging for peanut butter. Aren't you, Bob?
well, this guy needs attention.
Yeah. Hi, Pip Pip.
Oh, the Pip Pip.
Love you. I love you too, Pip Pip. You want to come up? You can come up if you want to. Bob, don't get in a fight with Cecil. Cecil! Wasn't Bob that time. Cecil doing it. Cecil, stop. I can't hold. I got to put the phone on the other hand. Switch it around. He's not really. He's going to keep whacking my arm. Aren't you? You're a character, Cecil.
Definitely.
You could be a character in a Jim Butcher novel. Yes, you could.
I think one day he will found with his rattle ball a single spot when you peek in there, then water comes out and will flood whole Nevada.
He's into beating me up today. What's going on? So you have to watch to make sure he doesn't have to reposition the ball at some point. That's when he gets you, is when he tries to get a different grip on it and he's close to your arm. You got me. Yeah, got me. Yes, you did. Now you see him slow down immediately. When I said you got me, he immediately slows down. If he understands that he hurt you, he stops, or at least he slows down. That shows empathy. These birds have empathy. Snowball's the same way. I've almost got him back to playing frisbee now, so he plays with lids in his cage. So when I say play, you put a lid from a jar in there, and he just goes, "What are you doing? No, get up there. You're out of here again. Darn it. What are you doing? No, I'm not chasing you all over the place. Don't you laugh at me. Get over here. Get over here. Up. Get up here. No, get up here. You can't just, no. That wasn't the brightest thing you've done today.
No, monster.
Cut it out. No. No. There you go. Lucy, come here. Bob, that's just not the right kind of behavior. Would you, Lucy, step up? Okay, fine. You want to sit there? Go ahead and sit there. No, down in there. Otherwise, you're going to get squished. Pippa. Come here, Pip. Well, come here. Well, I know. I know he attacked you. Come here. Not the brightest thing he's ever done. Come here. Pip, Pip. Pippa. Come here. Come here, Pip. Come on. Come on. Come here, Pippa. Come on. Come sit with me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Lucy, move.
I just see in the back running Shaggy. Was Lucy a bit on spin cycle?
No, she was trying to get down there where Bob sits. She saw her do that once, and I thought he was going to, all the bolts and nuts that hold him together were going to come apart. His face just went completely like, no. You can get down there now. If you want to sit down there, you can get down there and play. You can. Okay?
That's right.
She's playing in Bob's spot. You okay? He didn't do anything to you. I know I got to you fast, but had to get 2 birds off me in a hurry. Yeah.
So Cecil, Bob is in the timeout cage and Cecil is on the timeout perch, oder?
Oh, yeah, you can come over here, Cecil. Come on, I didn't mean to leave you there. Come here. Come on. If you aren't going to give me your foot, come on. You are the slowest bird in the world when it comes to coming over. Come on.
He's like, no, I just want to hold your hand for a bit. Well, Lucy, you're enjoying playing in Bob's little corner, finding out what the fuss is all about.
It's all right there, kid. You're okay.
Okay, good.
I think I hear a slight whine.
Yep, there's a little whine up there.
Okay, it's the shit. Yeah. It's always that kind of ghost castle movie sound who slightly approach. And then it's sugar.
It's better than clanking chains, I suppose. Much cuter.
Cecil would do clanking chains, wouldn't you? Big Cecil bird.
Oh, they are so cute. How are Pippa's crest feathers? We have seen, I think, recently that she's getting some new yellow ones. There were some still pinned ones, which looks really cool.
She's been getting some new feathers in, haven't you, kid?
Crest feathers are so
all right.
cool.
That's all right. That's Cecil. He's not going to hurt you.
He's like, Pippa, you want to preen me?
It's like, I always preen everyone. People should preen me back.
At least Lucy has started a bit preening back.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's good.
who she's preening. I think Cecil, but I'm not so sure. But she was preening someone.
Yeah, she was preening Cecil. The problem is her beak is not shaped right, and it's. I'd have to get to somebody who really knows what they're doing.
But I think even it's not real shaped. She can preen herself, so she knows how to do it, even with her beak. So she's expert for that. Who is making the fun sounds in the background? Is that KK? Whoop.
No, that's Mander that's making that sound.
Oh, Mander prefers to stay outside than coming in and making some jungle sounds for us. Oh my, that was so hilarious.
I kept trying, and every time he did what you saw, he goes to the bottom of the cage when he doesn't want out.
Pippa is enjoying her daddy preen.
Such a good girl. Beautiful.
I think she thinks you do a good job.
Yeah. A good girl, Pip.
And now she's thinking about inventing an eye preen.
Yeah.
Good girl, aren't you? Yeah.
Pippa.
Well, the trip to the vet proves it's not bacterial or viral. So at this point, we're just looking at probably the dust in the air is irritating her nose.
So environmental.
Yeah, so flushing them at least once a day, maybe twice a day for a while.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. So when it's regularly cleaned out, or so it's even when people with allergies, when they're against the flower dust or stuff like that, have allergies against, and it's sad to they should shower in the evening before they go to bed, and yeah. So your skin is not in contact all the time with the pollutant or the, I don't know, what's the name for it?
Pollen.
Pollen.
Yeah, pollen doesn't
pollutant, yeah.
It's not the pollen so much as it is the dust in the air. That's what the vet was saying. He originally came from San Diego, and he said that the dust out here, some of the parrots in general can't handle it. So what gets the dust out of the air is adding humidity to it, so it drops, it doesn't stay in the air. But it's been irritated for a while, so it may take a while for it to stop.
Oh no. I really hope we don't need to, kind of build in for scientific labs air conditioning machine which changes air with everything in it every 10 minutes in the whole house.
They have things like that for these manufacturers where they make silicon chips and stuff. They cycle the air like that because air tends to pick up dust no matter where you are, and one little piece of dust can ruin a semiconductor. So yeah, a clean room would probably be the best thing for them. But I know if I designed a house, I would design it so that it had a system like that, so that there was a pure air purifying system that just kept it clean. The air conditioning helps to some degree, but
what about some plants next to Pippa?
Well, that'll help produce more oxygen, but they aren't going to take the dust out of the air. Well, they'll attract dust to some degree, but then you have to get it off with them. Like anything you put in the room is going to attract dust.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, I have to dust my plants all the time or give them showers.
I don't know. I only have one plant I really need to de-dust.
Oh, look at Shaggy. Bless.
Good girl. Oh, Pippa, you waiting for more petting? Okay.
Oh, Shaggy is such a cutie. Oh, and the Pip.
Pip, pip, pip.
Yeah, that beak has caused more damage to other people than any other beak here that I know of.
Surely not.
Oh, well, you just when I was moving into that temporary place, the guy who was helping me move, I said, don't put your hand on her cage. And he did. Well, she got him. And every chance she got, she would try to nail him.
He was probably a Windows user, so.
Actually, he's a anti-technology type of person, doesn't like technology.
Oh, God, even worse. I didn't think there was anything worse than a Windows person, but in Pippa's eyes, a Luddite probably is.
Yeah, the only thing that he has that he cares about this technology is the television set. That's it. So, which I don't really have much of a use for, except for Romeo likes it. He was watching Honeysuckle Rose. That was the first movie he ever watched. He watched it all the way through. And you don't, when you hear that kind of thing, you don't, well, what do you mean he watched it? I mean, he put his eyes forward, which they can do. And he sat and he watched the entire movie. All the way from beginning to end. Now he just watches the parts with Willie Nelson in it. So you can see him. And he does like movies. I just put different movies on. He's finally learned to like black and whites now, so he'll watch some of the great black and whites like Harvey and that kind of stuff.
Mm. Yeah, it must look really strange to them.
Yeah, kind of. Well,
I mean, it looks strange to us.
it doesn't. Well,
to me,
it
at any
doesn't.
rate.
Yeah, but I grew up with black and white, so and it depends on how old you are. I grew up, but it doesn't look strange at all to me. But in fact, when they started colorizing films, I was really outraged by it because there's things you can do with black and white that you can't do with color. So, and sometimes it ruins a film if you colorize it. As long as you leave both versions available, that's fine.
So actually, we have a birthday child in chat today. It's Jocelyn Treadle. So happy birthday from us, from the whole vlog. Shuggy, do you want
happy birthday?
Happy Hatch Day. Hatch Day. I wish I'd had a hatch day instead of a birthday.
Well done. Wrong species.
I know, but seems like such a better way to come into the world instead of screaming.
We are glad you joined today, Jocelyn. And let's see, will we get another bird to congratulate? I think, oh no, Amanda could do some jungle songs, but I think he's busy.
That's so funny. Look at Lucy pretending to be Bob. That's the funniest thing.
Oh my gosh.
Look at Bob seeing Lucy do that.
What do you think, Bob? How are you going to take that?
Do you want to say happy birthday to Jocelyn?
This is funny because you don't usually see Lucy play.
No, but lately she is really playful. In one of the meetings, she sat on that shiny perch and really had fun with a piece of wood by just picking it up and holding it really high in the air and then drop it again. And I don't know. I think she likes to play on there when she sees her reflection. So that's definitely getting her into playing. But it's nice to see her doing stuff. So maybe she is also one of these, more cheeky birds, like I like to play with the stuff of the other birds.
She's certainly having a good time in Bob's nest.
Yeah, I think back then in the old hill house, when Don was cleaning the main bird room, then he often had a bird with him, and they often sneaked into the cages of the other cockatoos and stole some food they prefer and toys. And she's doing the kicky leg. Oh my.
Yeah. That's super cute when they do the kicky leg thing.
Hey, Cecil. What are you crying about? I asked if you wanted to come out.
Was that Manda?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Manda.
I gave him 3 pine cones and you saw what was left. Just a pile of dust under there. Had somebody donate. They're up in Washington State. They donated a ton of pine cones. So usually I have to pay, 100 pine cones where I get them as $127 shipped. So. Which $1.27.
Don, I just had the thought when you think about you would like to hatch out of an egg. I think Babalu pretty much has the same thought, that finally you lay an egg and then a little Don hatches out. So I think you're not alone in this world.
Snowball. Snowball. What? What snowball?
Hard time for a snowball. It's it's close to summer.
Yeah.
A snowball in the desert.
He's really started acting more like himself lately. He's just really been wanting to play. Right now, if I had a frisbee, he might play with it, but I don't have one in here. I used to.
You said the lid you carried next to his cage, or so he wanted. So maybe it's like he starts with the little ones again and then goes to the big ones.
It's gotta get back in shape. It's training.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how fast he moves, boy. He's just lightning playing with those things.
Absolutely, his reactions are wow. It's like when you throw things at Snowball and he catches it, and when you throw things at me and it just hits me in the face.
He's one I'd really like to get a bigger cage. I'd like to have it, but now those cages are so out of sight. I don't know what they are, like $1,500. Last time I got a couple of cages, they were $800. I got a special deal because we're a sanctuary, but they were $800 a piece. And now they're $1,500 or something like that.
Mm.
But his cage is too small. He needs something like the one that, well, Bob and Sugar and Lorelei are in.
Mm. And maybe one day we find finally some volunteers, so maybe he can go outside with them and play a little bit. He and volunteer in the aviary, so
yeah,
there's also a lot of space.
Oh, you just pooped on her. Oh no.
Oh. Oh, silly buddies.
Hold on, Lucy. I got to get that off. Okay. Got her tail. Sugar bird. I know. They just don't ever think about when, they won't poop on you. But if you happen to be underneath them and they're on a perch, well, they don't think about that. They just go.
Yeah, it's the person underneath's responsibility to move.
Yeah, it's not something you want to teach them either. I've discussed that with 3 different vets, but and also research that if you some people teach them to go on cue, not a good idea. If you should teach them to tell you when they need to go, and then you take them where they have to go. If you teach them to go on cue, and they start holding it, then they could lose muscle tone and you could have prolapse. So
yeah, and then get infections as well, probably.
Yeah. So you don't want to teach them to do that. Just teach them to let you know when they need to go. And all these guys do that anyway. I have to teach them. If they're on me, they'll get off me to go. Or they'll maneuver to a better spot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yeah, it's not a good thing to teach them to go on cue.
Yeah, if they can freely move, then one can actually teach them to go on certain spots, so they can just fly over and go there.
Yeah, if you train them to go on newspaper or something, then wherever you go out on a trip, just bring some newspaper, and then they, then it's easy to clean up after them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
As George Carlin said, when it comes to pooping, he was talking about getting older. He said, everything's on the table. I said, maybe those aren't the words I should be, to paraphrase George. I miss George. Do you miss George? He goes, no, because once in a while you'll play it on the TV when I can hear him. What a bird. What a bird. What a good bird you are. What do you want? Do you want me to pet your beak? Pet your beak. Pet that beak. This big beak here. Snowball, are we stretching over there? Snowball. Snowball. Snowbird. Snowball. Yeah, he's always had that. I don't know if you noticed the limp, but he kind of drags one foot behind him.
Mm.
Been like that since I first got him.
Maybe he injured himself playing frisbee once. So it's his old Wolverine.
I think this is before he played frisbee. Before he gave, as far as I know, he didn't play frisbee. He's
Maybe he
supposedly
played ice hockey.
maybe he only had. I was told he only had one caretaker before me, so they said they got him as a baby, which is understandable if his name is Snowball. That's the kind of name a child would choose for a bird. See, everybody does a little bit of sneezing around here. Not much, but a little bit. He just did some.
Achoo.
I do it too. It's a different environment. And today we have wind out there, so I couldn't. Usually what I do is that window right over there, I put up a big exhaust fan. I'm not talking about a little box fan. We're talking about an exhaust fan. The air comes out of there so fast that you feel like you're in a wind tunnel. And then I have one in the far bedroom, and I have one bringing air in, this one here, and then the one in the back bedroom. I hear you, sweetheart. And the one in the back bedroom, I have blowing air out, so that way I can suck the dust out of here. I noticed that it does make I have to take the desk mop and go over the kitchen now, because the dust from the living room ends up in the kitchen floor. And then I've got to vacuum at least every other day, preferably every day, but you never know how much time you have. So I have to give them their time. They got to come back and they got to have the time out and play. Right? Right, girls? They don't get their time out. It's not good for them. And it'd be nice if they could get a lot more time out. But you guys all got along. You spoke English.
Speaking of timeout, how's Bob doing?
Oh, see, he's fine. He's just sitting there. When he's like that, he won't come out and be good. He'll just come out and be a problem.
Need to cool your heels in there, Bob.
I'll have him out later when I won't have the phone in my hand, because right now I don't want anybody hurt, and he's determined to go after Pippa. So. And lately, this one has gotten into a habit of just sitting on my hand. When I'm holding the phone, that is not the best situation, you know? I can't pet you with this one sitting on my hand. Why don't you sit right there and whack me on the head or something? Maybe you'll knock some sense into me. So as far as my vertigo, I had to examine what I've been doing. I had to cut caffeine out. So I have not been the most alert. I had to change my diet, and that has upset my stomach. And more vegetables and that kind of thing. I pretty much eat vegetables one way or another, but and you can't buy anything processed because they think they have to throw a whole cap full of salt and everything. So I have to cut down the amount of salt, and then
wait. In your frosted vegetable is salt?
If it's in a package or something, you have to read the package. Yeah. Usually they don't put. Sometimes they put salt in frozen vegetables too. So.
Yeah.
You got to read.
That undermines the complete you know what freezing is for. Like you can make it that it's more permanent with salt, but it's easier today to just freeze it.
Yeah, well, they have to, of course, when they freeze.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
So what they do,
That's heavy.
they blanch it, and then when they usually steam it. So as they're steaming it before they freeze it, they put some kind of saline solution in so it salts the mixture. I don't. Everything has to either have sugar, salt, or fat in it in the United States. So if you eat,
okay, that's really like they want the people to get sick.
Well, yeah, because people get addicted to salt. So you can take something that tastes pretty bad, throw salt in it, or fat in it, or sugar in it, and it will taste a lot better. That's all cheap stuff. So they just throw it in.
Sugar says no, don't put sugar to it. It's not nice to put sugar into whatever.
No, it isn't. There's somebody wrote a book. I think it's called Sugar, Salt, Fat, which is what they push on us here. And you look at cans. I had somebody bring some cans of food because they have a local pantry here. And if they can't get this food out to everybody, then they don't get enough food in for everybody when they really need it. So I was looking, like, I got a can of supposed to be split pea soup. It has, in that can is half of the dose of salt you're allowed to have as a young adult. It actually approaches the full amount of salt I would be allowed as an older person. So I think I'm allowed 2,000. What is it?
But
2,000 milligrams. So.
I'm shocked now that your vegetable, when it's frozen, is salted. Of course, when it's processed and there is already some kind of sauce or whatever on it, okay. But if it's just plain vegetable, that's really like I have they completely lost their mind?
Well, yeah, anything that'll sell it so that somebody will buy it and say this tastes better than the other brand. They don't read what it says on the label. I knew some people once that if you had bought something in a jar and the jar said, used by 7/30/23, something like that, they would open the bottle and then go, and then leave it in there and for 3 months, like nothing was going to go bad once you open it. So I had to explain to them about irradiation, how most blended foods in the United States have been irradiated with cobalt-60. So they will sit on the shelf for 2 or 3 years, but once you open it and you let the air in there, then all that bacteria and stuff and it goes bad. You have to throw it out after 7 days. And I got the look like, moo. That was the look I got. Well, it says it's good to, yeah, that's before you open it.
I just checked our vegetables are frozen, but there is no salt in it. Just there is some really, really super tiny micro whatever amount of natural in everything, but
oh yeah, sure.
But it's like 0.0 gram, but it's like, okay.
Well, salt.
I think I can skip US from my list where I will as potential country to live, because no thanks. I need a country where there's solid food, and as I'm a little been addicted to cheese, so it's like, I'm already in the right place. So in Germany, close to Switzerland. Netherlands isn't that far away. France is also a neighbor country, I think, yeah.
Well, the other trick they use here is they'll say that no salt added, and they'll put it, but see, they're only talking about sodium chloride. There's potassium chloride, that's a salt. Anything that ends with chloride, like potassium, sodium, whatever, you add as soon as you add chloride, you have a salt. So they'll put potassium chloride in there and say that it's not salted. Well, that's a salt. And your body treats it as a salt. So they get around it by just putting in a different type of salt. So usually if it says it's low salt, it'll be high potassium. It doesn't have the same kind of flavor. So you have to have a little bit of other salts in there if you're going to make it. But it's still, that's
sometimes they have funny claims on like no artificial sugar, and I'm like, what is that? So it's like they just put all sugar comes from some kind of. Oh no, Lisa has a question and we cannot see it.
I think YouTube, I think YouTube has a thing for Lisa's questions. Like whenever she tries to ask something, it just deletes it.
No, probably she has used a certain word YouTube thinks, oh no, cannot use it.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, Lisa.
Or she has the wrong politics and they're blocking her because they don't like her political stance.
Yeah, you don't even need to use something politics. It's just a word which they think only in a certain context, and then it's just blocked. Even like
Yeah.
Yeah, if you type it again but reword it slightly, then maybe it'll get through.
I just saw who was the flappy one? Was that Snowball? Someone flew. That was probably then Snowball.
Snowball, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Birds that fly.
No, that's really mean. Then when Lisa cannot see that we haven't got it, so at least it should show it to her what's going wrong.
Yeah, we don't see it.
We're terribly sorry, Lisa.
Maybe you can write the question, but in individual words.
Yeah, we won't block you if you want word by word. We promise you won't come into the timeout cage. Have fun. There is no blockage. You can just put every word in. So far, we can answer questions we think you might have to Cecil. So Cecil, what's your favorite hobby?
Well, my favorite hobby is bashing John in the face.
What country do you think would Cecil like to visit?
I think he'd like to visit Indonesia, because that's where his relatives all live.
Yeah, probably where he would like to go, wouldn't you? But he doesn't know how to fly, so I don't know if he can do it instinctively, but he can't do it just on his own.
Oh, he'd have to get the plane.
Now that I read to you what I got, Lisa. It's gosh, why is that keep happening? I text it again. Do you see it? Lol, and then it shows me you get it. Gosh, this is horrible. So
yeah, that's the same as what I see.
Can a parrot? Okay, now she's doing eat.
Okay, can a parrot eat?
And then probably broccoli is blocked. Or maybe type it terribly wrong so we can guess what it is, but YouTube writing correction won't get it.
You could try putting the word in with like a number substituted for one of the letters.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Or spaces in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Having fun? Is there some reason you like to be them? Yeah, that's right. I taught you. Although he was running the ropes recently, trying to go after birds. He did that a little bit.
Okay, so we have here, can a parrot eat from a boiled chicken leg?
try to keep them away from meat. They're not naturally meat eaters. There may be a different kinds of parrots that may occasionally eat meat, but it's just better not to. Definitely give them any bones though.
I think it's probably the kind of thing where if you're eating dinner and it was on your plate and then the bird ran over and picked some, like it wouldn't do them much harm, but you don't want to feed it them deliberately.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen occasionally. But yeah, you don't want to feed them any kind of meat on a regular basis.
Oh, marrow from a chicken leg. Can they eat bone marrow? I guess that would be the same as meat, wouldn't it? Like
It's pretty
not
weird. Since they don't have bone marrow, that would be pretty weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just avoid feeding them anything that's meat. There's a lot of disease in meat, especially processed chicken. If all you have to do is go to one of these processing plants, it'll probably be the last time you ate a chicken. But nothing like a meat processing plant to change your mind. Which is why if you offer to take someone to a meat processing plant, they usually won't go with you because they don't want to stop eating meat.
Yeah, basically just don't give herbivorous animals anything that comes from
that often has
an animal.
turned out terrible. I think once what animal they feed another animal which actually isn't, it was the cows. It was in Germany the term was BSE, bovine something blah blah. So
mad cow disease or something.
Which was back in the 2000s, I think.
Yeah, is it bovine encephalitis or something?
And they gave them something from ill sheep or so in their food, which is kind of when you think about it, or when they feed cows like fish flour and stuff, that's blah. Like how can you?
Yeah,
poor animals.
A lot of problems. Well, with all this factory farming, especially in the US, they give them so many antibiotics. These guys are not going to do well getting antibiotics in their system. So,
and then on the other side of the coin, you get people trying to make their cats be vegan.
Yeah, and dogs.
I knew a guy who was the first guy that came up with these Bengal cats. They look like tigers, and he mixed them with there's F1s through F5s, but it's a mixture between a Siamese cat and this literally a wild cat from Africa. And I
think if it's made slowly and on a high-based protein diet, but the protein is from plants, then it might work.
Yeah.
But one never knows.
I would assume that the kind of people that are doing that are not the kind of people that would actually know how to research it and do it safely.
Yeah, I know, but it's like my neighbor is doing it, and they got a new dog, and then they met with the other people from the dog school in their garden, and they were talking exactly about that topic, and it was like, oh, it's feeling so much better, and the health, and the poop is so much better, and I was like, yeah, okay, cool.
I mean, they've literally done like stuff on the telly where they take people who have a vegetarian dog and they're like, oh, the dog is vegetarian by choice, it prefers vegetarian food, and then the TV presenter like puts down a steak on the floor and then
dog is something by choice.
Yeah, they put down like a steak and an apple, and it's like, which one will the dog choose? It's like, well, obviously it eats the steak because it's a dog.
Oh, I think I need to send you guys a video my brother sent me, I think this morning, about how you can make dogs not want food anymore. It's not cruel. It's really a fun video. Yeah.
Yeah, send it.
Yeah, that breeder that breeds these Bengal cats, the ones that he gets from Africa, he throws them raw meat. They won't eat anything else. because they're just wild cats.
That's what they should eat.
Yeah. By the time he's got to do F3, then he's weaned them over to being able to eat cat food. But you look at these things; they're just precious little creatures. But I don't believe in breeding at any rate. But again, these animals, they're not going to. If you tried to give them something else, they'll starve to death if you eat it. So
yeah,
ferrets. When I used to live in California, so this is pertinent. They're against having ferrets in California. They're against the law there. But if you take a ferret and you try to feed it a different kind of food, it will just simply die. They have to eat the same kind of food they've been eating their whole lives. If you try to change their diet, it'll kill them. And so they're worried these things are going to get out and survive in the wild. What, are they out of their minds? Who are these people in Fish and Game? I mean, they got to be stupid. I had for a short time, and they went to a good home, somebody else who likes ferrets, but they are strictly they got a ferret diet. They have to stick to it, and you don't feed them anything outside of it. You don't feed them any kind of treats or anything. It'll throw their digestion off. Ferrets are the animal that was domesticated for the longest period of time too. They were domesticated by the ancient Egyptians, before cats, before dogs. Yeah. And these guys, wild, they're nuts. We don't even know what they eat. So what can we say? I mean, we know about some of what the Australian birds like Bob would eat, but
one of us needs to do a field trip to the island of Saran, where has now opened a hostel, I think.
On all expenses paid, what would be a great vacation? On all expenses paid with a vacation to the island of Saran.
We can bring a suitcase full of fidget spinners and show it to the male Saran cockatoos.
Well, we're past our hour, but I want to point out, when someone is stubborn and he's determined he's going to do what he's going to do, he's quiet playing in the cage.
See, he can behave.
Yeah.
But if you take him out, the first thing he's going to do is try to go after Pippa again. So what I'll have to do in a little while is take Pippa out, and then I'll let him come out and play. But,
oh, Bobaloo.
But see, he's acting like, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I'll sit in here all day. He is funny. Yeah. You wouldn't think they had.
I think Bobaloo just wants to, since he knows there are other Tritons than him, that he wants to have a Triton friend. So maybe one day we can arrange a play date with Frankie, which will look like Don is standing on one side of the street and the person with Frankie on the other, and then you can wink each other.
Maybe
so. Or wave.
Well, thanks to everybody for being here, and we're glad to have.
Thank you for the meeting, for the live stream. Great to see all the birdies.
Sees all. Monster. Just whacked me hard on the side of the head. Nut. Just trying to get some sense, but we'll see you guys next time, okay?
Yeah. See you guys.